Hello and welcome to another edition of An English Guy Watching Wrestling. I'm an English guy, I'm Nick. Thank you so much for clicking on another video, I really do appreciate it. And this one, we're going to be covering the AEW Dark Elevation episode. Whoops, navigation on my phone, let's say my laptop, I'll do that. AEW Dark Elevation episode from the 19th of April 2021. And with that being said, jump right into it. The opening match was between... my phone sounds something weird now. My phone sounds something weird after my laptop. Opening match was between Hangman Adam Page against Spencer Slade. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Hangman Page is one of my favourite wrestlers, full stop. I think he's amazing. He's got the best all-round game, I think, in any wrestling ring, anywhere. So good. And to see him get another match is very good. He hasn't been on Dynamite for a while, but sometimes, we get guys like him who's one of the executive producers. I'm not 100% sure in AEW. But as I said, incredible talent, and you're never going to get a bad match from him. No matter what he does a great job against Spencer Slade. And I've never seen Spencer Slade before, to be honest. But Hangman Page got the win in this one in relatively quick fashion, but always great to see him pick up a win. I love Hangman, and as far as I know, he's in one of the top contenders, and actually has a match I'm very much looking forward to in Dynamite, him versus Ricky Starks. And both men are on a roll in terms of singles matches in AEW, so I am really looking forward to that one. So, Hangman Page will be appearing on Dynamite. So, there we go. So, thumbs up to both men in the opening match. The next match was between Dr. Britt Baker with Rebel versus Tesha Price. Now, of course, I love Britt Baker. She was the first woman signed to AEW. I've really loved her work since she's been in AEW. Since she's turned heel, it's been for the better. She's such a great heel. She's so good at what she does. I absolutely love what she does as her work. Against a very game Tesha Price. And Tesha got some decent offense in this match. I was half expecting a quick, I won't say squash, but a quick match. But Tesha Price got a chance to get some blows in this match. And that's cool. Nothing wrong with that at all. And of course, Britt Baker, in her crusade to prove that the ratings system in AEW doesn't matter, by putting as many AEW programming as she can, is great. But AEW broadcast, I'll say. That's a better way of putting it. But I really like Britt Baker. I think she's definitely one of the best competitors in the female division, bar none. And it's always really good to see. So another win for Britt Baker, and showing that she doesn't need the rating system to prove she's the face of the women's division. It's just so entertaining to watch. So I can't help but give thumbs up to both ladies actually in this match for actually producing a short but entertaining contest. So, well done. And the next match was Jurassic Express versus Midas Black and Jay Leon. Now, what can you say about Jurassic Express that's not been said before? Love them. That's all I've got to say. And this was a quick match, and I think a good momentum carrier, shall we say, for Jungle Boy, who has had more matches in AEW than anybody else. So he's definitely a workhorse. That's definitely a workhorse in AEW. And of course, he has an AEW TNT Championship match against Darby Allin, and this week's Dynamite, which I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be a great episode of Dynamite, full stop. Some really stacked matches. I'm looking forward to it. But Jurassic Express picked up the win here, a well-deserved win, and it's great to see them carrying the momentum. So, thumbs up to everybody involved. The next match was the Hybrid 2 versus Andre Montoya and Roy Morales. Now, I will say this, I'm actually quite pleased to see Morales and Montoya be more of a tag team, because they complement each other very well in terms of their high flying. Both got a high flying style. I'm not going to say Lucha Libre, because I would say this, Andre Montoya I think does. I'm not too sure about Roy Morales. If he does, fine. But then you're facing, I think, as I said it before, the most versatile tag team in all of AEW, and that is the Hybrid 2. You've got Jack Evans, arguably one of the best high flyers in the world, and one of the best submission wrestlers in the world, and Helico. And this was actually a fun match, to be fair, and I enjoyed the exchanges between all four men, and this was not necessarily a quick win for Hybrid 2 like I was half expecting. They did get the win in relatively quick fashion, I'll say that. But this was actually quite a good match, and a very unique blend of styles, because obviously you got Montoya and Morales, kind of more of the high-flying, high-risk takers. Not say Jack Evans is not, against a team that has both. I mean, and Helico's not one for dives; he's more of the submission style, as I said before. But I enjoyed this match, the exchanges between all four men. worked very well. And this is the kind of match you like to see, the unique styles mixing and working very well. Even though it wasn't the longest match, it was a good match. I enjoyed this one. So definite thumbs up to all 4 men for putting on a good match. The next match was a tag team contest. It was Brian Cage and Ricky Starks versus Mike Magnum and Stone Rockwell. Now, as I said before, there's been a bit of unusual behaviour in team tags. I won't say dissension because that's not how I'll describe it. It's been interesting, that's for sure. And I've enjoyed, what they've been doing. Team tags as of late. Obviously, Ricky Starks kind of taking a mouthpiece role, shall we say? And that's just. And that's not taking away from Taz because he can talk on the mic for sure. And these two complement each other so well. Two very, very good talents, as I've said it before. Ricky Starks, I think, is a future champion Ring of Honor. I really think it's amazing. Brian Cage is one of the most reliable I've seen. He's so good. And for a guy his size, he can move like a cruiserweight. And it was a fun match. And to see Brian Cage hit the draw claw, but then says to Ricky Starks, "No, you can have the pin this time." Tags him and hits the Rochambeau. It shows that, I don't know, the camaraderie between Starks and Cage, are they going to be branching out on their own? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see the dynamic because I've enjoyed the way they've been doing things in terms of doing something a bit different and maybe showing that they don't need Taz. It's kind of like, well, we can do this ourselves. Yeah, we can do this. We work well as a tag team. Of course, Ricky Starks kind of take a little bit of a leadership role. And even though he's not doing it outright, you can kind of see it underneath. And it's quite entertaining to watch. There's something there that's going to break out, shall we say. And I want to see it happen because I really enjoyed what they're doing in Team Taz. So it's been good fun. So thumbs up to everybody involved for this. And this match was Abaddon versus Sky Blue. Abaddon, the silent, scary, crazy one, I call her, because obviously she's one of the very few people in AEW. I think she's the only person in AEW as a wrestler who doesn't actually talk. She lets her in-ring brutality, shall we say, do the talking. And against Sky Blue, it was only her, I think, her second ever appearance in AEW. I'm not too sure. I apologise if that is wrong. But Abaddon didn't get a huge clear-cut victory. Sky Blue did get some offense in there and then, but Abaddon is continuing to be like the crazy, so I would say the silent, female wrestler that everybody's afraid of because the way she looks, the way she does things. Hitting the win with the cemetery drive. So cemetery drive, my apologies, for the win again. And good to see her get more mental because I like Abaddon. She's very, very unique in what she does and a lot of fun to watch, even though she can be freaky as you can possibly get. But of course, that's part of the mystique of the character, which I can't help but really like. So thumbs up to that, and for both women for this match. And the next match was Orange Cassidy versus Prince Kai. Now, Prince Kai, I've seen her a couple of times in AEW, and of course, Orange Cassidy, you know what you're going to get. Orange Cassidy, the king of sloth style, lovable as you can possibly get. Everyone loves him. Against Prince Kai, and this was the shortest match on the card. Almost, I think, not quite a record in terms of a victory in AEW. Prince Kai wanted a long, prolonged entrance, basking in the glory as a heel, turn around. So Orange Cassidy hits the Orange Crush. So Beach Break, my apologies, gets the win 1, 2, 3. So there you go. So thumbs up to both men for that. And the next match we had Private Party versus Alex Reynolds and Colt Cabana, continuing the feud between the Dark Order and Matt Hardy's organisation. I can never remember the name of their faction. It's kind of frustrating, but anyway. As I said, continuing on the feud between both factions, and it's been entertaining to watch so far, and I've enjoyed it. And good to see Private Party get a match against two very, very good wrestlers. Even though, as we know, John Silver is injured. Alex Reynolds, such a great wrestler. Colt Cabana, fantastic wrestler. You got and a brilliant tag team like Private Party. Even when they're heel, are just so good. And this was a good tag match. I enjoyed this one. This was one of my matches of the night. The feud has been entertaining with so many different variants of what you can do. And this was the first time I've ever seen these two teams face each other. Obviously, it would have been usually John Silver and Alex Reynolds, but of course, John Silver unfortunately on the sidelines with injury. Against a very, very game Private Party. And Private Party getting the win was the right call, I think, because of the outside interference by Matt Hardy. And it's just a very, very good match. I enjoyed the dynamic, shall we say, of the heel work from Private Party working with the way the Dark Order do things, especially with Colt Cabana, because Colt Cabana is such a good wrestler, and with Alex Reynolds too. These two produced all four of these men produced a very good tag match. I enjoyed it, and definitely worth watching. I mean, the feud has been interesting so far, and I think it's going to continue onwards from here with so many different opportunities you can do. This is going to be it, because the Dark Order is one of the biggest factions. I think they are the biggest faction in all of AEW. There's so many members, but it's entertaining to watch. So definite thumbs up to all four men for producing a very good match. I enjoyed this one, so well done. And the next match we had Thunder Rosa versus Shauna Reed. Now, of course, I don't think there's anybody in the AEW Women's Division, apart from perhaps Tay Conte, that is on a roll as good as Thunder Rosa right now. Match after match after match, she is proving she is one of the very best, no doubt about it. Against a very game Shauna Reed, who got some very cool offense in, and this was one of my matches tonight too, and not because of just how much I think Thunder Rosa is that good. Shauna Reed is no different. She did very well in this match, and again, further proof that the women's division is just so good in AEW. It's starting to, no pun intended, elevate further and further and further. And the exchanges between all four men, both women, I'll say it right, I don't know, tongue-tying myself yet again, I'll stop. But no, the exchanges between both women was really good. I enjoyed it. And this was a fun match. And Thunder Rosa picking up another win to carry on momentum was definitely the right call. And as I said, I don't think apart from Tay Conte, there's anybody that's had as good as a year in the women's division recently than Thunder Rosa. It's just been on a roll. So keep them going, Thunder Rosa. Definitely thumbs up for that. And for both women in this match. Yeah. And next match was a tag match. It was Best Friends of Chuck Taylor and Trent versus Kit Sackett. I pronounced it correctly, I did. And Hayden Backlund. Now, of course, Hayden Backlund, the son of Bob Backlund, and Kit Sackett, who I think I've seen once or twice before, against Best Friends. And it was a matchup where Best Friends were not getting paid by the hour. They won this match very, very quickly with dual pile drivers. And that was it. 1, 2, 3. A very, very quick match. And good to see Best Friends, after Trent's injury, back in full force. And with Chris Statlander now with them, it just works. It's so, so cool. And I've enjoyed the return of Trent. I mean, I think it's one of the best, literally I've said he's one of the best all-rounders in AEW bar none. He can do everything and make it look so good. And him with Chuck Taylor just works. Best Friends just works. You kind of absolutely love them. So thumbs up for that indeed. And thumbs up to the match. The next match was Rhea Mizunami and Leyla Hirsch versus Nyla Rose and Maddie Rankowski. And another match of the night for me. Not the match of the night, that was the main event, but this was a very good match between four very good wrestlers. And Leyla Hirsch and Rhea Mizunami is a bit of an unusual tag team, but one I'm all for. I really enjoyed their chemistry together, because Rhea Mizunami is a bit more fun-loving, a bit more outgoing. Leyla Hirsch, not so much. He's a bit more of a serious wrestler. Not with Rio. She was more outgoing, and it was fun to watch. And but when Leyla Hirsch is in the ring, she's on it. Leyla Hirsch can be against a very game Maddie Rankowski and Nyla Rose. And first time I think I've ever seen Maddie and Nyla Rose tag together. If I'm wrong, I do apologise, but I enjoyed this match. Four very, very, very capable female wrestlers, and I will say this now: if we see Leyla Hirsch team more with Rhea Mizunami, I'm all for it. I just really liked the dynamic they had. And I've said it before, there's a bit more of a women's tag team division starting to form in AEW. Of course, Kylan King, Red Velvet, and Big Swole have a trio thing going on. All for that. Love it. And, with Rhea Mizunami and Leyla Hirsch, could there be a future tag team there? I certainly hope so. I'm all for it. And because of both women's abilities, they complement each other very well. Rhea Mizunami, very, very strong style based. Leyla Hirsch, more, amateur wrestling based. She can wrestle, as you all know. Nyla Rose, most powerful woman in the women. My apologies. Powerful women in the women's division, bar none, as you know. And Maddie Rankowski, who's in a short time in AEW, is impressed. I think she's been very good. And all four women the way they did things, the way they exchanged in this match was great. And to see Nyla Rose and the Mizunami back in the same ring again, it was great after their superb match earlier in the year for the Eliminator tournament. I enjoyed this a great deal, and I thought this was one of the best women's tag matches AEW have had so far this year, and that's saying something because there's been some good ones. I enjoyed this, I really did, and I certainly would not be against seeing this match before, because of the exchanges, the wrestling, the different styles. They all work very, very well. I liked this a great deal, so definite thumbs up to all four ladies for this one. Very good stuff, so definitely check it out if you get the chance. The next match we had Austin Gunn, versus Aaron Solo, continuing the feud of the Factory and the Nightmare Factory, because Austin Gunn is part of the Nightmare Factory. Aaron Solo is now part of the Factory. So, a continuation of the feud, which I've enjoyed so far. Even though it's relatively fresh and new, it's been fun to watch. So, thumbs up to that. A little thumbs up before we get really rolled in. But no, I enjoyed this for what it was, and my apologies. But no, this was a fun match actually. Continuing and the way it's been going, the way it's been building, shall we say? And to see Austin Gunn in a rare singles outing was kind of cool too, and he was very good in this match. To be fair, I know he's not been wrestling very long. I think not even a couple of years at this point. Against Aaron Solo, a veteran of the ring, and since turning heel, it's getting to show a bit more character, and I kind of like that because I do like Aaron Solo, I really do. But this was a good match. I enjoyed this. I think Austin Gunn picking up the win was the right call because at the moment the Factories had a bit more of an advantage after the betrayal and attack by QT Marshall, and it's been fun. Excuse me. It's been a lot of fun to watch, and I enjoyed this. I really did. So. This was a good singles match and a great way to continue the feud, and both men put on a good wrestling match. I enjoyed this very, very well. And for Austin to pick up the win out of nowhere was great because it is a finisher you can pretty much hit out of nowhere was good. And I think the right person to win because of how much momentum the Factory have had. Now the Nightmare Factory is starting to get a bit more momentum after this win. So definitely all for that, and definite thumbs up for both men for producing a good match. Good stuff. Then we had, next match, a tag match. Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page versus Dean Alexander and Carly Barber. Now, I've said it before and I'll say again, as a tag team, I can't help but absolutely love the dynamic between Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, who think they're underutilized, underlooked, and not given a chance in AEW. And to be honest, I'm not going to lie, I really like them. I think they're two very good wrestlers who are veterans of the ring, but can go better than most. They are two really, really good wrestlers, and they work together as a tag team so well. I honestly don't know before AEW if they ever had been a tag team anywhere, but if they had, so if they haven't, you would never have guessed it because of the way they complement each other and the way they wrestle. It's really good stuff. Against, again, Dean Alexander and Carly Barber got some decent offense in, but I think, the inevitability, I think I said that right. The inevitable winners, there we go. Third time lucky, of Ethan Page and Colt Cabana. So Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky was the right call. So I enjoyed this one. So fun tag match, and to see Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky just works as a tag team. They are a good tag team. I don't think they even have a name as a tag team, just Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, which is fine. All for it. Thumbs up for that. Which brings us to the main event of Danny Limelight, Mike and Matt Seidel, the Seidel brothers, versus MT Nakazawa, Konosuke Takeshita, and Kenny Omega. And Kenny Omega making a rare appearance on AEW Dark Elevation. Of course, the AEW World Champion, personally my favourite wrestler. I thought this was a very, very good six-man tag match between six very, very good wrestlers. And I know for a fact that Konosuke is heading back to Japan now, I think, which is a shame because he said he wants to wrestle more in AEW, and I personally would love to see him in AEW more. This is only the second time I've seen him, but I'm impressed with what the man can do. And, before the match got really going, of course, MT Nakazawa being the associate, or shall we say, of Kenny Omega, and of course, with the headset as Nakazawa's been doing recently, gave one to Kenny Omega, and they were talking through headsets as the match was going on. It was so entertaining. And it's just the kind of character, that Kenny Omega has been lately, and it's been so fun, so much fun to watch. And I've loved it in all purpose, honestly. But once the hijinks of the very entertaining exchanges between Nakazawa and Omega went away, what we got was a superb 6-man tag match, and definitely main event worthy for a show like this. All 6 men produced a great match, a really good offense, tag team offense, of course, at some point, for just 2 men or 4 men, shall we say. It was great stuff. I really liked it, and this was the kind of match that you want to have Kenny Omega, Konosuke, and MT be part of, because obviously the exchange, the history that Kenny Omega has with DDT Pro, which Konosuke is from, speaks volumes. And this was, I think also I'm pretty sure MT wrestled there at some point, but if I'm wrong about that, apologies. But not to take anything away from Danny Limelight and the Seidel brothers, all 3 of those guys were superb too. And the exchanges between all 6 men was great wrestling, high impact, high wrestling, and it was just so entertaining to watch, and I loved it. And I think Konosuke getting the pin was the right call, and I really want to see him back in AEW one day, because I think he's very, very good. But this was a good 6-man tag match. I said, when you've got these kind of guys bringing what they do to the table, bring what they bring to the table, you are going to get a good match, and it's exactly what you got here. And I loved the wrestling, the high flying, the high impact, the hard hitting moves. It all worked so well in a match like this. I loved it. So definitely a great main event. And on that positive note, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will see everybody next time. Until that time, take care.